Let's do it! Check it out. Hey South Florida, welcome to weekendaL'Haitienne and thank you for tuning in once again. I am Michelle and I'm back with another terrific show for you this week. Now once in a while, a new artist comes along with a fresh new style that makes you stop and listen. But my guest this week is such an artist. His name is Kauvon, whose debut album, Organic Soul Music, came out a few months ago. I invited Kauvon on the show to talk about the man and his music. Here is how it went. Check it out. Welcome to weekendaL'Haitienne. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now let's get straight to the question of the day. Your debut album is called Organic Soul Music. What is Organic Soul?
Okay, Organic Soul is just basically the style of music because it's such a peaceful sound. And as I was doing the album, lots of people were telling me the music is so soulful and it's got such organic element. So there's nothing, it's not heavy on keyboards or electronic sound. So many have told me it was like almost like some type of medicine to the soul. So it was me and a couple of my friends who decided to come up with a name, Organic Soul Music.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I really love the album.
Thank you.
It takes you on an emotional ride. I mean, every time I hear it, it's another set of emotion. I mean, you can come from anger to love to pride, even tranquility sometimes.
Yeah, it was all about emotion. That's the whole album thing. It's just I wanted to just release every emotion that I felt, that I've gone through, as far as about the music, basically. And then I try not to hold back at all. I'm like, whatever's gonna be done, whatever's gonna come out, it's just gonna come out.
Now I noticed that you sing mostly in English on the album, with some little Creole. Why not Creole?
Well, I wanted something that's representing the second generation. Like a lot of Haitians are born here now, and I wanted something that would represent them, number one, and number two, what I'm trying to do is a crossover type of music, but crossing it over to the whole world. And one of the main barriers that we have is actually the language. So our culture is not just the language, the Creole, it's the sounds, it's the rhythm that we use, it's our food, it's everything. So I figured I'd blend it all in. Like I have some Creole and they call it lagay, but I wanted the whole world to be able to understand the words. And English is of course like one of the most spoken languages.
Right. Now talk about crossing over. I like the way you mix the R&B with the conga, the compa, and sometimes the racine. In some songs like Les Cola Lagay, you have that little compa in the background. And I Want You So.
I Want You So, that's a lot of the road stuff.
That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, it's so very well done. You definitely had to have some awesome musicians working with you.
Oh yes, that I was thankful for. You see, well, a little bit of my background, the thing is I've produced a lot of hip-hops and R&B before, and I've also done gospel, Haitian music, so I was able to find the right element. But none of this could have been done without like some of the greatest musicians like this. Ronald Paulin, which is an amazing writer. He also wrote an IN 509, and a good guitar player. So he was right up there with me throughout the whole time. When we have Alex Nozil, which is known throughout the whole Haitian community as one of the most amazing percussionists. Oh, it's incredible. We have Andrew and Max Massac, the two brothers. They're like the baddest. So we've had like an outside help from my friend Ian, and one of the most important element is also a girl named Esther, which is Michelle Motley's niece. She's also an artist. As a matter of fact, she hosts a few shows. I think she's on Bazla or something. Don't let her fool you. She might be a comedian, but she's an amazing singer. So we had the blend of that, and also had like another guitar player, a Spanish. I used some Spanish people. One guy that plays with Julio Iglesias, Ricky Martin. So when you blend all these people together, you get the fusion, and that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted American musician, Haitian musician, and they all bring their own thing into it. So
that's great. That's great. You also on your album, I see it says the Mio Ballet Voices. It's the same thing when I call your house and they say you reach the Mio Ballet Voices. Is that where you were originally from?
Yes, Mio Ballet is a little town. Well, we all know. It's like I used to go there a lot when I was a kid, and that's my grandmother's town. And I dedicate, when I started my company, I wanted the dedication to her, so I called my company Sounds of Mio Ballet. And a lot of the sounds that I use on the album, like the river, some of the rain and the trees, it came from the air. Like in Mio Ballet, there's two main rivers that cross. There's La Tibonite, of course, and then you have La Thames, which is a beautiful river, and I used to go there every day as a kid. And so I tried to incorporate that in the beginning of the Color Lague. You hear the women in the back just washing clothes or bathing and singing. Right. And this is what I remember singing when I was a kid.
You must miss it.
Oh yeah. I'm going back. So I miss it. I missed my whole childhood over there. Right. It was fun.
Now, again, talking about childhood, I know you started playing music in your early childhood. Did you ever plan on getting into the music industry, or is that something that you decided to do later on?
Well, I just loved music. Once I discovered music, piano, I started playing classical piano. It just changed my whole life. I just basically lost interest in so many other things. It was just like all I wanted to do was play music, and I didn't know I was gonna make a living of it. But I remember as a kid, my aunt used to watch me play all the time, and she's just sewing, doing couture and all that stuff. And whenever I would stop, she used to always look at me like, "Jouez non, petit tonton. Je ne connais pas bon manger un jour." So
true.
Yeah, but I had no idea what she was talking about, because back then in Haiti, you tell people you're a musician, it's like,
right.
Yeah, exactly. Daddy, balance, So it was like that, and it's just been with me all my life. And basically, I was actually a pre-med student, and it was just, I decided that's not, medical was not for me. I love medical, but music is really what I'm dedicated to. It's my calling.
Boy, it must have been a real blow to your parents when you told them that you were gonna...
my mother, she already knew. I mean, she wanted me to do something else just for a back, but parents know their children. They know what the children's going to do. And
now the song,
Let It Be.
Let It Be.
I know he's. Yeah, Let It Be. That's a harsh one there.
Yeah.
Let It Be, it started off with a conversation my mother and I had after high school, actually. And she was asking me, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, Mom, I think I want to follow the music thing. And she was like, well, it's good, but that's not a life. She said the way I looked at her, I had the most serious look in my face. And I was like, Mom, music is not a hobby, it's just my life. She knew right then and there that sooner or later I was going to come back to it. So I used that to create the first verse, and the second verse was not so much like my father putting me out, but it was just like I used like stories of different artists, not just me. And that's why on the video for Let It Be, I'm planning to have like many artists, from graffiti, right, hip hop artists, rock artists, everybody that's gone, because everybody at one time or another, you got to suffer for your art to be a true artist. Yeah. It doesn't come that easily. So that's why I incorporate all the stories, and all the emotion was so real that actually when I was singing that song, I had tears in my eyes, and a lot of the words, like in the ad-lib part, they were not written. It was just whatever came out that time. Wow. And I was just like, as I heard that, I was like, whoa, till this day I get chills when I hear it. Yeah.
Well, I think that song should be the national anthem for all musicians.
Well, that's nice. Thank you so much.
There's more of Kauvon coming your way right after this break, so don't touch that dial.
Andrew, kick them percussion.